The Whiskey Brothers podcast is intended for an adult listening audience. If you find yourself easily offended, I guarantee this will do it.
They don't want no problem. Nah.
From Houston, Texas, the Whiskey Brothers podcast starts now.
Welcome to the Whiskey Brothers podcast, episode 978. Right into it. Shall we? We're your Whiskey Brothers. We have a show tonight. You sons of bitches, come watch us.
Hell yeah, come see us.
If you were listening to this podcast the day it came out, we are at the secret group. Tickets are $10. The show happens at 8 o'clock. It's the corner of Polk and St. Emmanuel, right off 59 in Houston, Texas.
2101 Polk Street.
That is it. East downtown, a very easy location to find, a cool spot. It's been home for our Whiskey Brothers Christmas shows for the last, I believe this is the 5th year, maybe 4th. We've screwed the numbers all up. Here's what I know. This is officially the 13th year. We have called it the 14th. The previous 13 years we called by every number that wasn't their regular number. So none of them have still been right, even though this year I tried to correct it and do the right year. I still messed it up, so we're still off. We've been doing this a long time. 9 or 10 of them happened in other locations. We settled in the secret group. It's been a lot of fun. Tonight is going to be stand-up from all of our friends. Abby Volman, Antonio Aguilar, Will Loden, Drew Jordan. Who else is on the show? Kenji Alonzo and Jose Pena, who is running back of house for us tonight. So a big Whiskey Brothers to do. All of our friends and family will be there. There will be whiskey. There will be fun. There will be sketches. There will be comedy. There will be a lot of things. But most importantly, all three of our faces will be there, and we want you to join us. Tickets are available on Eventbrite. There's a Facebook event. You can go get on board, and we want you to see us. All of that information is also kind of findable if you go to our YouTube page. It's not really, but that's our way of tricking you into subscribing. So that said, hi guys.
What's up,
hey,
friend?
Howdy.
Cheers.
I'm trying it on. Howdy. No, don't feel right.
Well then.
I'm just glad we're just doing one show this fucking year.
We're not. Last year was.
That was an experiment.
It was more fun for some of us than some of y'all, because by the time we decided we were doing a second show, I had decided that I was not doing a second show. That I was going to be there for the second show, but I was not really doing one. That as long as I walked on stage, it would have been considered checking the box. So I did, I think, 3 minutes and then proceeded to put up. Rob said, if one more fucking person goes on this show, I'm killing everybody. So I put up everyone.
I was hosting it. I know.
Yeah.
I brought 20 comics on
you
stage.
You brought up
that
3
night.
bartenders, Jerry. I wasn't. I put up the guy watching the parking lot across the street in the Chinese place.
And then Sam got so drunk. I will never forget Sam sitting on the edge of the stage holding the mic, and you walking off the stage and going, when you find a punchline, wrap this up. And then y'all throw Trey on stage to headline afterwards.
And then they made me close the show.
And half of the crowd for the second show was half of the crowd from the first show.
Oh, it was.
And they were shit house.
There was no part of
God.
that. No, we only did a second show because there was nothing else happening in the room. This year is one show only, and it's going to be
tight,
immaculately curated. There's a lot of sketch happening. I can speak for my set, and it's. I
can speak for mine as well. Have an open mind. I was like, that's how you not bomb. Have an open mind.
That's how you don't go last.
Yeah,
that's a good.
That's a way to fucking
guarantee that you're not
people
last.
Somebody's like, what's the quickest way to headline? I'm like, be late to all the shows.
That's good.
I don't headline these local shows because I'm good. I'm just late. I'm tardy, motherfucker.
There's a difference between headlining and going last.
Exactly.
But no one that matters knows it. So
yeah.
Cheers. I'm gonna finally do my shot. We were talking before the show about some of the stuff we've been doing this week. We've all been decompressing a little bit. You took a whole day on Sunday and just kind of disappeared. Yeah. You were talking to me. Because we were both fans of the Jamie Foxx show.
Yes.
All the way back.
Big fan.
But you called me about this, and it started a whole different conversation.
Well, I watched Jamie Foxx. Love this show. It's absolutely great. But it made me think about plot holes in first of all, that's new to I didn't never know what the fucking plot hole was. I would just watch shit and enjoy it, and then somebody brought it up, the plot hole, and then you would look at it somewhere
around the 1990s.
Yeah, you start noticing this shit.
You know what also happened around the same point? The internet.
the internet. So people started being able to
If you just watched a movie
dissect
with your
shit.
dumb friends, none
Yeah.
of your dumb friends saw the dumb error.
Yeah, exactly.
Fandom ruins everything.
Oh yeah, because you started paying attention
Lucky
to
us.
detail. Right. So, but anyway, if I can ask you this, Slade.
Dodge that bullet.
Slade's the only author here.
Fair.
What's
that chuckle? You better be
Well,
laughing
what-
2
what
jokes back.
fucking- you ain't-
Proceed. Proceed. Sorry.
Don't even try that. The only books you've read.
Jared, we can't even understand all your group texts.
Yeah. Jared's only read books on animal dicks. Foul penis.
Proceed. I just got tickled.
How big is a hippo's dick? Trivia.
3 feet.
Oh, man, I actually don't know that one.
Oh, okay. We'll figure that one
But if you
out.
had to guess.
Oh, yeah, I figured probably 1.5 foot, so
All right, that's
Okay.
a
Fair
lot of
enough.
backside to get through.
Fair enough. 1.5 feet. All right.
Based on posterior.
It's African,
measure.
right?
that's fair.
So,
That's true.
The booty.
No. As the only author here, seriously.
Well, now I'm giggling.
Is a plot, man. Shut your giggling ass up. I'm gonna need you to calm down, Chubby Wubby. All right, I'm trying to motherfucking get a point across, and you sitting over here, goddamn snickering like you done found a fucking pretzel in your pocket. I don't fucking stand.
Was that a skittle under my
Yeah.
tongue? Listen, you
All right.
you can't pretzel pocket him in the
Yeah.
same sentence you chubby
I'm
woman.
surprised you can see me laughing, to be honest
see
with
you
you.
laughing.
The good eye is not pointed my way.
There's a good
Jared,
eye.
what you don't understand, I have peripheral vision
Like a goldfish?
involuntarily. I don't even mean
You can
to-
see more than the B-52. You can.
I don't even mean the side eye.
He's over there telling Jose when to switch to board.
Fuck y'all. I could be all the Tesla cameras.
Yes, and there's 18 of them. You're a
Yeah.
man of shrimp.
Exactly. No, great security. So is a plot hole lazy writing, or is it forced writing?
Or did you just get too far in? You're like, fuck
Oh.
it, can't fix that.
So
Meaning
I would say two things. I don't think it's lazy writing. I don't think it's lazy writing because lazy writing doesn't generally make its way to the public. To be perfectly honest, it's the laziest of writing gets vetted and cut out. Those writers are writing for blogs that no one is reading, right?
Yeah, okay.
But what does happen is sometimes you write yourself into a corner that you cannot get out of,
Yeah.
and deadlines.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
And you just go, you know what? The cost of fixing this versus the suspense of disbelief is worth me just going, you know what? You're just going to have to live with
you
it.
just got to deal
But
with it.
two, sometimes it's you get, and this is what I really think is the truth of it. You get so close to your shit, like you just don't
Yeah.
see this. And if you don't have a good editor, and that's why, like, when it happens in movies or films or some of these other things, right? Like for me, I think one of the most egregious, like plot holes, if you want to call it that, is the fact that Marty McFly. If you go to Back to the Future, the fact that Marty McFly's parents never recognized the dude that introduced them to each other when he grew up to be
Look like just one of them.
himself.
I
Like
never thought of.
you know, if you think about it, where you're like I would know the person who introduced me to my hypothetical non-existent significant other. But if I was with somebody, I would know the face of the person who introduced us. And if later my child grew up to look exactly like
I
that,
got some
That
questions.
motherfucker.
I would just be
Yeah.
like,
When's the last time you talked to Calvin Klein, bitch?
exactly.
Got a Mary and Joseph situation.
Right.
Is
Imagine
Marty for
it.
the Holy
Come on.
Spirit?
Yes.
What the fuck is happening right now?
Yes. So
That's fair.
that's the one. But to me,
I didn't think about that.
I also feel like that's one of those things that just everybody making the film was interested in making Back to the Future.
Yeah, fuck
And
it. Let's just make it. Yeah.
You don't look at that. You who's thinking about that? We're trying to make this big scene and the guitar playing and the Chuck Berry and the dance and we got a car and the fire and the clock tower
You
and
wrapped in the production.
nobody's looking at
and
the
lost the.
You know what it reminds me of? It's like a lot of times I work on cars and I get done fixing something and I got some bolts left over, but everything still runs right.
Oh, that's strong.
And you're just like, yeah, fuck it. I don't know what those went to,
don't
but
know.
It really
that
is.
was-
And then you just give the car away anyway.
yeah, or just keep driving it, you know.
Yeah, and 6 months later.
Because there's a lot
That's
of
the internet.
There's a lot of sometimes if you can tell a good story, it's worth leaving in something. If you can create some great experience, it's worth leaving in something that is otherwise unexplainable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Like
okay,
that's the I use Back to the Future as an example.
Which there's a lot of unexplainable shit about that.
A lot there. The one I haven't
a lot to unpack in that.
One I haven't been able. I'll give you two more examples, and I can sit on them. One I can't explain away at all. It's just like it's like there's no way this would be the direction they went instead of this direction.
Okay.
The other one, I just feel like it's a line of dialogue someone should have corrected and just written off, but it also blows the whole movie for me. So
okay,
I'm gonna sit on both of those for a second.
Mine's was the Jamie Foxx show, because on the Jamie Foxx show, his name is Jamie King. His uncle and aunt own the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
They're the kings at the King's Tower. But
The Kings, right?
Yeah, the Kings, obviously. Jamie's aunt, Helen, his mom is her sister. Their sister. That's how. But his name is King, just like Uncle Junior.
Wait, just like his uncle, which
just
would be
like his uncle, which makes
how's he have the same?
that makes no sense. Why do you have the same name as Uncle Junior?
It could have
when
been brothers.
Aunt Helen,
Marion.
when Aunt Helen is your aunt, your mom's
Your
sister.
actual right, your
That's
actual
your
parent.
aunt. It makes no.
The
fucking,
King is the married in name.
Yeah, and this is like. I mean,
Okay.
there's no. Yeah, the King is the married in name. So it's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this? Is like
Interesting.
the
And they
fuck
had
is
a
that?
whole sitcom on that. Jamie's
Yeah.
smarter than that.
And then they do that. You're all right. There's one episode that fucks me up all the time. Is that they have an episode where they find out this lady shows up and she's like, "Yeah, I'm looking for my father. His name is Junior King." And they do the whole thing, and the paternity test comes out, and it finds out
My favorite thing to
this
order
is-
in an airport, by the way.
what
Junior
a
King.
Junior King.
It's quick. They
And then they
always
go
have a
like,
burger.
"Yeah, this is I'm your whatever." Then they find out this is Uncle Junior's daughter, and this lady never shows up again in the show. Never.
Wait, never again at all. A single time.
Jamie gets married, fucking all kind of shit. Uncle Junior thinks he has cancer. This bitch
Never comes back.
nothing. She never shows up ever again. Nothing. It's just
Strong.
gone.
Okay.
Gone forever. But it's like they just I don't even know. You don't even know what happened.
She just disappeared.
She just does.
Ghost,
You start
gone.
looking at the writers.
Well,
You
but
start
so
looking at
that's
the
if you look at Jerry, you're not a Star Wars guy, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, are you? Okay, so the new trilogy that came out, the most recent trilogy, that started with
Make sure
JJ
it's the same Jerry.
that started with JJ Abrams, and he did his first movie, and then what's his name? Ryan John.
Ryan Coogler.
No, the director of the second one. He did
A lot of
Ryan Johnson. Anyway, he comes in
Johnson?
and he introduces. I think it's a real person, but he spells it all weird, like with a Y or an HY or a, you know how those people do that.
Gotcha.
Somebody in the chat will tell me in a second. So he comes in and he takes over from JJ. And he's doing the second movie, and he introduces new characters and new plot lines and all this other stuff. And one of the characters, this Asian girl, she comes in. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Remember? She was all about episode 2. She was in it. She helped save Finn at the end.
Yeah.
There was a budding love
Her
story.
and her
even.
twin.
Was there a twin?
She has a twin that gets
Oh,
killed.
that's right. She dies at
Yeah.
the very beginning. They literally start the movie with
She has
her
a
and her
little half
sister.
a heart necklace.
Yes,
like
and they're
90s
splitting. I mean,
BFFs.
it's basically like this whole plot thread through the entire second episode.
Stomp the yard.
Yes,
never
and
see her
then
again.
the third. Well, you do the third episode. She has, I think, the cumulative runtime is 1 minute and 20 seconds of screen time.
Yeah.
She has 3 lines of dialogue. They got rid of it. Go ahead, get it in.
No, I said the wrong movie. I meant Bad Company with Chris Rock and Anthony.
Yeah, I know. I
said
listened to you
Stomp the
step on it.
fucking yard.
But I know.
Go
But
ahead,
I
I'm
just
sorry.
gave you an acknowledgement
buddy.
anyway. And then the point.
Go ahead. She has the Asian sister.
They
good
do
that
that.
you tried.
They just where they do. You can't just make people disappear. That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just let people. You can't if you're going to introduce somebody.
They gotta be
Man, I
throughout the
wish I
whole.
thought
At
of
least
that
kill
one.
them.
Yeah.
The whole time y'all were talking, I was trying to think if I had anything like that, and I've got 2, and they're dumb.
What are they?
One of them is, and I don't know why this bothers me, but it does. But at the end, and I love Ghostbusters. At the end of Ghostbusters,
Did they ask you to act out
when
a
they're
character?
like,
The original. The original Ghostbusters.
when they're at the at the end of the original Ghostbusters, what does the thing say to him? Something about whatever you think about is going to destroy you. And he goes, guys, what he means is if we think about J. Edgar Hoover, then J. Edgar Hoover's going to show up and destroy us. And then the next thing you know, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man shows up when it should have been motherfucking J. Edgar Hoover because that was the first thing he thought of. If you say it, you thought of it.
You son of a bitch.
So
That's
J.
so true.
J. Edgar Hoover.
J. Edgar Hoover.
Should have showed up, started blacklisting motherfuckers, and fucked up their life.
That's not stupid. That's 100% correct.
Okay. And well, the second one's dumb.
Well, hang on. Let me go. I'm gonna
Okay.
do one. This is from Karate Kid.
Really dumb.
From Karate Kid.
Okay.
Do you remember the tournament at the end?
Yeah.
And the referee kept repeating. If I'm not mistaken, he says it 2 or 3 times. He goes, remember, no kicking in the face, blah, 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 no kicking in the face. And the movie literally ends when Johnny just kicks him in the face. Daniel kicks Johnny in the face. And they're like, you're the winner. And I'm like, you just said no kicking in the face. And he just kicked him in the face. And y'all just not even going to act like this happened? That's where I first was incentivized to cheat.
I'm pretty sure that's the whole plot drive of Cobra Kai, the series.
Is it?
Is that he fucking cheated.
Oh, well.
Johnny's pissed off 20 years later because Danielson cheated.
I love the show. I don't know why it's popular. I just like it.
Cobra Kai.
It's he should be mad. He's 100%
It's
right.
a fucking great show.
He's 100% correct. What's your other one?
Mine, this is dumb. So we know a lot of my conversations go back to Sling Blade.
Is that or Animal Day?
I'm done. No. I have to say,
Just wait.
You made a wager.
Just
Made a wager about Sling Blade? All right.
we're all locked in though. We're all locked in.
Okay. So one of my favorite lines in the movie. I'm gonna let him finish.
Wait, no, but go ahead. No.
He said it. I know he said Sling Blade. I love Sling
Go
Blade.
ahead, do it.
When the dude's fucking piece of lawn equipment breaks down and they're all trying to figure out, and he's like, oh, he's a little bit of a genius with these machines, and he comes over there and he's like, you check.
Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. He goes, you checking points? And everybody acts like, oh, fuck, I didn't even think of checking them points. It was a 2-stroke. It had no motherfucking points.
I don't know what any of the words you just said means.
Yeah. So what's
points set the timing on an older 4-stroke engine, and you don't have them on a 2-stroke engine. There's no points.
There's no points. Okay.
He said you checking points, and everybody's like, "Oh fuck, I didn't think checking points
Gotcha.
because it ain't got no points."
No points.
I just sold I just sold my lawnmower. You just got me. I'm fucking out. I don't want any part of this drama.
No, I get
but me and my
that.
brother say it all the time. A car breaks in, you checking points. You know.
You're damn. I've never seen Sling Blade. I just know how to do the impression.
Oh my god, you have to
Irishman
watch that
6
movie.
times. No Sling Blade.
Please just watch it once. I think you will fall in love with it.
Guess what? No plot holes in The Irishman. They tell the whole story.
Oh yeah, all of it.
Well, they go back over it a couple times.
Irishman sewed up plot holes in 4 other movies. That's how.
And one mystery.
That's really
One unsolved mystery. It's the longest movie about house painting I ever watched.
I think the most
he didn't get it the whole time. I mean, they ain't went to Home Depot yet. Lowe's, nothing.
Motherfucker ain't got one tarp in his car.
I guarantee you he ain't got the right license for this shit. That's
you can't do that.
You're not licensed.
No fucking permits. This is bullshit.
I promise they had tarps in their car.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
That's about the
They got
only.
so many shovels. You can't paint with a shovel. You
About the
asshole.
only part that was accurate.
This movie should have been called "Can You Dig a Grave?"
Now, this may not be the only plot hole in this film by far,
So funny,
but
Jay.
Armageddon.
Oh God.
Oh, Trey, I just touched you. I just must have touched your Bible. How many bottles are we gonna kill this episode? This is
How many quarter bottles?
But I mean, how much space are we gonna make on the
I
shelf?
like you just keep putting them in Sam's seat.
Guys, I need.
Makes sense. Like, oh, we miss him.
Well, it's where they would have ended up empty.
There's our
earlier.
empty bottles of Sam.
Armageddon.
I gotta hear this, Slade.
What do you, so you don't think there was anything wrong with Armageddon?
I'm trying to think.
Starting with the soundtrack.
First of all, I have to tell you, I grew up the house I grew up in.
Probably didn't listen to a lot of Aerosmith.
First white movie, white dominated movie that I snuck and watched was Armageddon.
Nice. Okay. So, and you thought it was just flawless.
Well, it was irony. My damn, it'll be the end of the world before you watch this shit. Swear to God. So it was the irony in watching that.
So
but go ahead. I'm interested.
So you don't think there were any holes? You don't think that it was a little odd that say
Hit me with it.
When confronted with a crisis of this nature, we thought it would be easier.
I'm having to think of the movie.
That it wouldn't be easier to teach astronauts how to drill than it would be to teach a bunch of oil rig guys how to fly a spaceship.
Wow.
Well, they don't really fly the spaceship, though.
Go to space. Whatever the fuck they did in that dumb leap of faith movie.
They do talk about that in the movie.
Nah, do they?
Yes, they do.
Why there aren't astronauts
They're like,
up there
we
doing
keep
their
bringing
job?
astronauts in. We keep bringing these special drills in. We keep trying to do this, but these guys don't know how to do it. And he's like, yeah, they don't.
That was their answer?
Yeah. That
Okay,
was,
well, that's unacceptable.
well, there's bigger fucking
Unacceptable.
potholes than
Okay,
that,
okay,
though, right?
okay.
Duh,
All right, now, if
no,
you can
that's
find-
the biggest
If
one
you
to me.
can find bigger potholes, I'm very interested to hear. But also,
Let me study on that a minute.
they don't cover them. You're right. Getting to motherfucking space better. These are all people. Like, yeah, you know how dumb they
This
are.
isn't a tractor
They're from
certification.
Pasadena.
This is
I don't know if you saw the movie, but it doesn't go great for them.
well, yeah. I mean, I
For
understand.
one motherfucker.
There are difficulties.
But you really don't think that you couldn't put some astronauts in a pool for 15 minutes with a drill and these genius minds who are capable of solving all of the mathematical equations and the psychological
I'm with
rigmarole
Slade
it
on
takes
this.
to get you to space? They couldn't look around and go, you know what? It's 4 levers.
I'm
we
with
could
Slade on
probably
this. You're
probably work this out
You're
between the 6 genius minds and
You're
4
a
levers
fucking astronaut.
we have on this spaceship.
See what you got.
Disagree.
You disagree
Oh, my
because
God.
you would have been one of the guys they
Yeah,
hired.
that's fair.
Well, let's hear what you got, Cankles for wrist.
No, I don't. God damn, you keep talking about. Well, wait, man, you're talking a lot of shit for such a little motherfucker.
Apologize, Jerry. Go ahead. That was not appropriate.
I'm sorry your wife left you, but fucking
I'm
be
sorry.
nice.
That was not
You
appropriate.
got-
Just say Raisinette out loud. I want you to.
raising
no,
that.
I don't want to give you satisfaction.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, buddy. I
Nah,
apologize.
I don't have a. I just think the whole movie is a fucking plot hole. I mean, it's just
The
a
whole
fucking
movie?
dumbass goddamn movie. You know.
Okay.
It's not good.
What?
no.
Wait.
Armageddon. I'm just bringing up.
First of
more
all,
whiskey.
some temperamental, reactional fuck like that would never own an oil company and be successful at it.
and
Why you
also,
say-
And
hold
not
on.
continue to make money. No, you couldn't act that
I've
way.
never
like that
owned a
way that dude.
business, so please tell me why his
It's just
attitude
he's
would not
just
work.
too emotional reactive. It's you can't operate that way and continue to stay successful.
unless he
especially when you're dealing with the Japanese
Unless
and you're dealing with other cultures.
he inherited it.
Okay, all right. Well, now we're fucking going into a book nobody wrote. Fuck.
I love every saying from Jerry. All right, now we're in a book nobody wrote. That's so fucking funny, Jerry. Is that your next special? That's the next title for the special.
Nobody
a,
wrote.
a book nobody wrote. Oh my fucking God. No, Jerry. So you guys both are, way more business savvy than I am. Why do you say a guy of that?
Not dealing with other cultures.
Because
he's dealing
to
with
even
people
get
all
into
around the world.
Well, let me ask this: to get into owning a business, there has to be some sort of emotional something,
man.
right?
You got to have a passion and a drive to be successful, but you can't be that. He's so reactive. Everything sets him off, and he flips his shit and throws a fucking fit every time something goes wrong.
He's not a great leader.
No, he's not even a good foreman.
No.
He's not fucking.
I gotta tell
He's
you,
B squad at the chemical plant. Okay, he's
It's like,
he's
even
the guy
I was
you
like,
call when your good guys are tired.
yeah. Even I was like, lose it a little less.
Yeah, okay. I got you.
Yeah, it's just.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But he
No,
also,
no,
he
that's
certainly,
fair.
even if he did manage to inherit and run a moderately successful drilling company, there have to be more qualified drilling company owners that you would choose to teach. I don't know.
And not that team of derelicts he had working for him.
Right, wasn't that like John Malkovich? Who else was in it?
No, it's
Not
Steve
John Malkovich?
Buscemi,
Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark Duncan. Who's the guy?
Which that was my plot hole. As a,
Yeah,
as
Michael Clark Duncan and
No,
India.
well, as an oilman,
a
I don't
South
think
Dakota
Bruce
black
Willis-
biker.
Bruce
that's
Willis
big as a
wasn't
horse.
racist enough.
Yeah, fair. Neither was Max.
He'd have been like, no, not him. He's not getting on this fucking spaceship. Not him. Sorry.
At least Billy Bob Thornton would have said it as
Billy
NASA
Bob-
command. Like, no.
Ass Sling Blade. Not him.
He'd have walked out there with his metal leg like, the colored folks ain't coming.
They're not
That's
getting
how-
on there.
That's how
That's
we're
not
doing this.
That's strong. All
You
right.
check the points on that spaceship.
You check your points.
Any other plot holes? I think that's all mine.
There was some plot holes in Jussie Smollett's story. No, fuck.
Bro. I think the only other one I had was Star Wars, and that was simply the fact that Obi-Wan chose to hide
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker on Vader's home planet and keep his last name.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about
I
Star
know.
Wars.
But if you watched it,
And then for
and
some
you-
reason Obi-Wan doesn't know who the fuck Leia is.
I wish I did.
So
You know,
there's that.
which is always,
why don't you do this? Could you just commit to one night where you go watch the original 3 back to back? It's going to take you about 7 hours.
watch them all.
But start with the original 3. Just watch them in a row.
First 3.
It's about
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3. It's like watching The Irishman once.
I
And then-
propose that you watch them in chronological
No,
order,
don't listen to him.
so that by the time you get to the good ones, you're really tired of the bad ones and you're super fucking psyched
No,
about
don't lower your bar. Just start at the absolute start in the order they came out, so you can appreciate the tragedy that is that prequel trilogy.
Okay.
Not the last 2, especially not the
them.
last
You really
one.
hate the prequel that much.
I hate the first one. I hate.
So I can't start with Solo?
The second one's a little
No,
boring
you're not
to
even.
me.
Matter of
Donald
fact,
Glover's
you're
in
not
it.
even
Love
allowed to
Solo.
watch
But
Solo.
Donald Glover's in it.
So fucking
Your
good.
Solo is the last
But
film you're
Donald
allowed
Glover's-
to. You can keep saying that out loud, like this is Thanksgiving
But
and he's in
Donald
the
Glover's-
car. That's
The
I-
real Donald Glover's in the first Star Wars.
You act like
I'm
the
just kidding.
you act like the you act like the thing I'm saying is you're not allowed to bring your friend in, and you're like, but
It's
Donald
just
Glover.
Billy D.
Billy D. Skillless?
It's you should watch the first 3, and then we'll talk.
Are
And
you a hater of the prequel?
I am a so of
I'm curious
the
about this.
the 3 prequels, right?
Mhm.
The episode 3, Revenge of that one is actually a really good film, and I'm a fan. The second one is about the outside of the love story, has a lot of decent parts in it. The first one is arguably the worst thing that's ever been put on film in the history of film ever by any director
wait,
and
what
any
we
cast
talking
of actors
said that about
and
me.
any conglomeration about anything at all.
What you
If
talking about?
all of those people went and did Dune first, Phantom Menace would still be a worse film, and that's a lie. Dune's the worst film I've ever seen, but Phantom Menace
Phantom
is the
Menace?
worst Star Wars you'll ever. It's a cartoon. It's tragic. It's absolutely comical what they try to do to canon and the Force and the bad acting and it's what part of it was redeeming to you?
Yeah,
Jar
it's
Jar
not- it's
Binks.
not- I have no redeeming. I'm curious. God, that guy's fucking annoying.
That's bro.
I
it's-
see so
he's
many people that hate it, but for me, it was just after all that time, it was just like more Star Wars.
Yes.
And I didn't
Yes.
give a fuck.
And it was one of
I
those.
was just
yes.
happy to have more Star Wars.
And when I walked out of
even
the
if
theater-
it was all the cantina scene.
When I walked out of the
basically.
theater that night, I wasn't upset. It took me a minute to realize I got molested in my bed. That's what happened. I didn't know it was so bad. I thought it was consensual. And it wasn't until years later that I looked back and I realized how tragic what happened to me was. Let's talk about that, George.
Do you have a weird uncle? What the fuck's going on? No.
This took a turn.
It did take a turn. Shit.
I'm not trying to equate the two, but I'm just saying not having
It felt like you were. It felt like you were deeply trying to equate
not
it.
having experienced one and
I don't
having
think that's how it works.
having experienced
I don't
the other.
think anybody that's ever been molested has walked up like, "Hey, sorry about the prequels, guy. I know how you feel."
Well, in fairness, not everyone who's been molested has watched all the prequels. So let's.
Fair enough.
I'm
Oh shit! I shouldn't have said that. You ever don't know you're an accomplice? That's crazy. Wait, hold his bag. Okay, I'll hold it. What's going on?
one more
They
thing.
ask you to masturbate with them before you did the crime.
No, but I did pay $14. So we have one more thing to get to before we get out of here, Trey. You mentioned that something. I don't pay attention to what's trending at all. So I don't know if this was on Twitter or on Facebook or just on the internet in general that the former First Lady
Nancy Reagan was trending over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what, Jerry? It was not to tell you to not do drugs. She was trending because of her previous actions.
She get caught getting high?
No, she
Fuck.
caught sucking some high dick. That was the whole thing about her. Like she had sucked so many.
Wait,
she was
the first lady, the former first lady.
Nancy
You're never
Reagan.
former. The first lady, Nancy Reagan, Ronald Reagan's wife, the woman who was in the White House, married to the president.
That held a lot of penis.
She like apparently.
Wait,
sucked,
like while they were together,
I don't know. I don't
or
know.
like
the-
when she
the
was a
timeline of it,
young.
But it was just like, well, this is the. and
Was
she-
it consensual?
It was. I mean, I don't think that matters. Back
She
in-
didn't look strong
the
enough to
fi-
overpower any
Yeah, but
man.
this is also the 50s and 60s. What the fuck is consent? They barely even knew how to sign contracts. So
Yeah, they didn't even have White
yeah,
Claw.
fuck.
So she.
Consent? What do you mean? We don't ask nothing. We don't ask no questions. So no, it was she had sucked all these famous people, Frank Sinatra and all,
Good for her.
like all these famous motherfuckers, and she was trending because, you know, she was known for giving them some good gawk. So
Well, she didn't say don't suck dick. She said don't do drugs.
drugs because it'll lead into sucking
That's
dick.
that's
Which
true.
was happened all through the 80s.
That's
Got these cheese burgers, man. So
I mean, there was usually cocaine involved back then, but whatever. Yeah.
But my thing was, if she's got these stories, there's got to be a ton of people with these stories. And who would be somebody that you would hope that their past came washing?
oh, like an old school Betty White.
Yours is
Betty White.
Is it too late to say Bill Cosby? No.
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 I bet Betty White has a fuck book.
She was hot as fuck
I
when
bet
she was
Betty
younger.
White
Have you ever seen
has-
pictures of her when she was young? She
Yeah.
was
I
a
can't-
good-looking lady.
I can't.
man.
We've talked about this before. I can't reconcile old people's pictures with like their
Yeah,
pictures
whatever.
now
It's
with their
a different
pictures
person, man.
Like-
She was gorgeous.
Yeah, but that's my
man.
thing. Like even with dudes like William Shatner or whatever, at some point you stop being
Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk and you became whatever
Captain
this
Wrinkleface.
dumpling was
Yeah.
that you are now. And
Captain High Blood
some people
Pressure.
turn those corners, and that's a Betty White. Obviously, was when I look at those pictures, I can't go back far enough and
Well,
still
that corner
make that
was
her.
turned before you were.
Oh, before I was
Conceived.
yes, probably before my parents were conceived. She's too old to play with Legos. She's 101.
Yeah.
I can't think of
Who's yours?
anybody. I mean, I wouldn't mind. What's that chick on The View that they kept her sister locked in a room because she was mentally
Barbara
I-
Streisand?
deficient? It's Barbara something.
Walters.
I wouldn't mind seeing her shit come back and
Streisand.
hit
The
her
one
in
with
the
the
face.
can't point out to Oz. The
Yeah.
Walter. Was she on The View?
Yeah,
She
I think
was
so
on-
for a minute.
I don't remember.
Mine is.
I wouldn't mind seeing her shit come
You
back.
want to see some Barbara Walters shit come out?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh,
is
that's
that?
dark.
She's interviewing somebody after she sucked their dick. So how was it?
I don't care about sucking dick. I just want to talk about her,
Vagina?
mentally deficient sister locked in a home.
Wait, I don't know about.
Like
Hang on. What
funny
happened to her?
shit.
What happened to her sister?
She's got a sibling that they like just locked away in a room in their house because she was not 100%
Well, how long?
for
Yeah,
till
but
now.
you know how people used to have
motherfucker.
crazy
Yeah,
relatives.
how rich old white
you don't
people are.
You don't put your crazy.
Oh, we got a
relatives-
problem. Let's hide it in the attic. Flowers in the attic.
Yeah,
Flowers for Algernon.
I got you. She had an attic sister.
Yeah, man.
Back room.
I didn't know she had an attic
Still
sister.
got an attic sister.
Attic sister.
Rich as shit. Still got an
They-
attic sister. I mean, you feel like if you get successful, you can take your
fucking
attic sibling
funny.
and maybe give them a better life.
Well,
You know
just
what I
like
mean?
make them a guest bedroom
It's like if
sibling.
you had a pet tiger in a cage and you got rich, you'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy this motherfucker some property."
Feed my
You know what I
husband to
mean?
it. Yeah,
but-
whatever.
what? What do you? What do you?
God,
You
he
gotta
was a
give him
piece
that
of
one.
shit.
He threw that one in. Feed my husband.
What do
to
you-
it.
what do
After I learned about her husband, I wasn't even mad. I was like, "God damn, yes, feed
No.
that kid fucker." To
But wait, nobody's
But-
coming up to Barbara Wawa and telling her that she's gotta
somebody
let
called
her
her out
sister
years
out.
ago. Somebody
But
called
this is
her
the
out
thing,
years
bro.
ago. I
With
forgot who it
alright,
was.
if you got a family member, they was crazy when you was broke. Okay.
Right.
There's no amount of money or success that's gonna fix their crazy for as long as they've been crazy.
No, but you
Right.
could give them a better standard of crazy.
Look, Bill
Oh,
Clinton
so-
let
oh,
his
wow.
Locked in a room
So
with
you-
a piss bottle, and there's a nice hotel for you to be
and
crazy
I'm sure
in.
it's
You
gold
haven't seen the
shit
you haven't
all
seen the
around.
room. She might be in the Jaja,
It might
bro.
be a beautiful
That's
fucking
a-
room.
she
I
might
don't
have.
think
Your
she is.
ass is still. First of all, there were only back rooms when we found out you was crazy. You don't know how to be in society crazy.
Right.
That's not the crazy you grew up with. You grew up with motherfucking back room mentally ill.
Right.
Boy,
so
that's
that's
an
what you
excellent
get.
justification for keeping somebody
Hey,
captive.
Now get back up there, attic sister.
You come right
This
out
is-
there. Trey,
Your ass back in
makes
the
you think
attic.
Trey has an attic sibling.
Listen, attic sister, I wanted to tell you that I love you and I understand your pain, but we come from different times. Now get your ass back up there with the Christmas tree.
You need to abate yourself to the attic. You're not used to wealth. It will just confuse you.
And we will slide you your tray of food later.
Having too many food choices will confuse you.
Awful. So we've limited it to pizza, pancakes, toast, and tortillas, and other shit we can shove under the door.
Imagine an attic sister at a Starbucks. It will fuck her mind. She would throw a tantrum.
Absolutely.
She go fucking crazy.
Absolutely.
That'd be the end of that shit.
Trey
no.
100 as an attic sibling.
I believe that. I believe. I'm not certain that he's not
do.
6 years removed from being an
I just think it was weird it wasn't him. That's
I do. I just don't know about him yet. I might meet him this Christmas. My dad just pulls that lever down. I've been hiding this motherfucker.
This motherfucker ain't even got a second eye.
Yeah.
This motherfucker, he's a cyclops.
He's been telling us they were squirrels for 17 Christmases.
Well, yeah, my dad's so fucking. my secret sibling is fucking Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc. It's just, a big,
Just one big eye.
It's a chocolate baby with one eye.
All right, do we have
got
any?
one eye and it's bad.
Mine's.
Can't see shit out of it.
If I can get to it.
Yeah, get to it. I'm gonna do this shot finally if I can.
Right. Maya Angelou is mine because she used to dance and she used to be like Cardi B and them before women had rights and shit. She was like them back in the day. She
I forget she's not just the lady in the drawing room with the bird point.
with a stupid ass fucking cardigan on. She was like actually like she did all that shit, the nightlife. So I would love this.
She was
She
tall
was like
and
this
leggy
tall,
and yeah.
beautiful
She was
like
a pretty
lady. So it'd be nice if she was like, I sucked Barry Gordy's dick one night, and he still didn't sign me.
Wrote a poem about it. Want to hear it? Here it go.
Still I rise.
I'm the reason y'all got stuck with LMFAO.
Still I rise is about Barry Gordy's dick.
No, it was originally titled "He Don't Rise."
He don't.
He is risen.
But then he has risen.
All right, let's call it. Jose Pena, thanks for running back a house. We appreciate you as always. We will see you later tonight if you're listening to this episode at the Whiskey Brothers Christmas Show. Abby Bowman, Antonio Aguilar, Will Loden, Drew Jordan. Who else? Jose Pena, Kenjamin Alonzo, myself, Trey Tutson, Jerry Wayne Longmire. We won't have Sam or Rob with us, but maybe stuff. Can't tell you. Show up. Tickets are $10. It's happening at the Secret Group, St. Emmanuel and Polk, right here in Houston, 2101 Polk Street. Thank you for jumping on that. You know where to find us. The YouTube channel. Follow that. Everything important happens there. We'll see you guys soon.
They don't want no problems. Nah.
Music provided by Scarface. Thank you for listening to yet another excellent episode of the Whiskey Brothers Podcast, the world's funniest podcast ever. The Whiskey Brothers Podcast was made in America by Americans, mostly in and around the Houston area. All content copyright the Whiskey Brothers. This concludes our broadcast day. Goodbye.